Good day, I am Nilson Manaba, BS Criminology 1 Bravo. For today's video, we discuss about the components of criminal justice. We have the law enforcement, prosecutions, the courts, corrections, and the community. We also known as the 5 pillars in the Philippines. The first component of criminal justice is the law enforcement. The law enforcement pillar, this is the forefront of the criminal justice system, and they identified as first point of the contact with the community. They directly deal the citizen and are exposed directly to the criminal elements. This pillar initiates the criminal justice system. The work of this pillar is to prevention and control of crimes and to enforce of laws and effective arrest of offenders. They conduct of lawful searches and seizures and gather necessary evidence is that a complaint may be filed at the prosecution's office. Example is PNP, PDEA, AFP, NBI.
Prosecution pillar. While the focus of this pillar is the speedy disposition of cases, its partial task is the investigation of criminal complaints emanating from the community and the law enforcement agency. And bridging these complaints to their successful prosecution is the judicial system. The prosecution pillar conducts preliminary investigation of cases filed in the prosecutor's office and prosecutes cases filed in the court against alleged offenders after probable causes is established. DOJ or PAO.
Good day, I am Isaac Joseph C. Corcuera, BS Criminology, Bravo. Now, we are tackling all about the courts pillar. It is the adjudicates case and renders judgment in accordance with the rule of law and without sacrificing the quality of justice. Interestingly enough, the overall performance of the criminal justice system may be determined by the performance of the courts pillar. Because the litigation process brings all factors, witnesses, evidence, and determination of probable cause, the performance of the courts therefore would serve to synthesize to a large extent of overall performance of the criminal justice system. There are many examples of courts: the municipal trial courts, the regional trial courts, the Sharia district courts, the court of tax appeal, the Sandigan Bayan, the court of appeals, and also the Supreme Court. Corrections. The corrections, retribution, rehabilitation, and supervision of the criminal offenders through the system of incarceration, probation, and parole. The two classifications of corrections are the institution-based corrections, prison and jails which prisoners serving their terms of imprisonment under detention status and those for safekeeping in selected cases, and the community-based correction pertain to probation and to parole. Probation and Parole Administration, or the PPA, conduct a post-sentence investigation of petitioners for probation as referred by the courts, as well as pre-parole or the pre-executive clemency investigation for those referred by the Board of Pardons and Parole, to determine the suitable of the offender to be reintegrated in the community instead of serving their sentence inside an institution or prison. PPA further supervises probations, paroles, and conditional pardons to promote their rehabilitation and reintegration to the society.
The community in this context refers to the elements that are mobilized and energized to help authorities in effectively addressing the law and order concern of the citizenry. As a subsystem of the criminal justice system, the community is the most critical and useful component due of its massive and pervasive composition, enlightened and cognizance of their roles in the maintenance of peace and order as well as in the disposition of justice. Members of the community get involved in providing assistance, and support to crime prevention activities, particularly improving the police detection and prosecution of crime prevention programs and projects our community. In conclusion, the criminal justice system has a huge vital role in implementing laws in the Philippines.